Mm. Is there any way we can?
So Nancy, can you go to the start video setting and turn off your camera?
Hi, I'm having some difficulty finding that on my laptop.
So it is on your screen on the left side at the bottom.
It says stop video on the bottom. Then it has select the camera.
If you stop your camera, it will. I think you will disappear from our screen.
Yeah, it says
stop camera.
Stop.
Now it says stop camera or start camera. Start video.
Oh wait, stop video.
Yes, do that. Okay, thank you.
Oh great, I learned something.
Thank you.
My apologies for delaying it.
Thank you. Thank you.
A play about flags, Act 1, Scene 1. As the curtain rises, we see a loft with dim windows. It is late in the afternoon. The place is bare and somewhat lifeless, claustrophobic. This is a makeshift flag factory. Large pieces of white fabric are stretched out and ready to be dyed. Bolts of fabric in the back, freshly painted American flags are hanging to dry in the background.
Sorry I'm late.
No worries, I signed in for you.
Oh, thank you. You're an angel.
Did you know about the new fabric?
The polyesters?
They're terrible. The paint looks weird on them.
They are cheaper though. Didn't you hear? Haji imported 20 bolts of pure polyester from China last week.
Cheap bastard.
Have you noticed how he loves saying pure polyester? Cotton is so backward, provincial.
He doesn't know his right from his left. See, it's stiff. Flags should flow freely. They should be smooth and weightless. Plus, it takes ages for the paint to dry. We won't be able to keep up with all the orders.
You should tell him that.
Are you joking? Tell Haji that the new fabric is crap. He's getting a fat check for his exquisite American flags. And in this climate, there's practically a rally every day somewhere. We had 200 orders coming just this morning.
Do you remember Haji had that whole lecture on how he hired a team testing the fabrics? All that research on how tall and big the flames can get. I'm surprised no one got burnt. Or maybe they did.
Yeah, right.
Why are you getting so worked up about it anyway? Who cares if the paint is crap? It's not like they're going to rise one on the American embassy in Tehran anytime soon.
No, I wish.
All they want is good old dramatics. Hey, you don't need to stress about some cheap pieces of fabric. You have enough on your plate already. Are you staying late tonight?
I have to. At least 10 more hours this week.
10? You are out of your mind. What about Majid? Is he okay with you staying late? Is he watching Ali?
It's more like Ali watching him. But yeah, as long as I get the extra cash and away from that basement he calls home, yeah. Are you staying late?
Me? Oh no. 4 hours max this week. As much as I need the cash, I have to figure out some paperwork by the end of the month. August, I mean.
Yeah, August. You're already on the Christian calendar?
I have to get used to it. I made fun of people who go live in America for a year and don't know what month it is back home. What is the date there? Is it Farvardin yet? And now I'm turning into them and I'm not even there yet.
I was teasing you. You should get used to it. You should get used to their calendar. Oh, by the way, over there, when people ask you where you're from, remember, never say Iran. Say Persia instead.
What? Persia?
I swear to God, I've heard a lot of Iranians over there say they're from Persia. You know, make them think you're this mysterious woman from this old kingdom. They probably don't know where Persia is. They think it's like some Eastern European country, or, you know, oh, maybe better. They might think you said Parisian, but just don't say Iran.
But this country is called Iran. Aren't we Iranians?
It is, and we are, but, you know, over there you have to adopt. You have to use the Christian calendar.
But I won't forget our calendar. I won't forget when Nowruz is, or Yalda.
Well, I won't judge you, as long as you don't forget me. I'm joking. Even if you forget me, I won't judge you. I permit you to forget me. Forget this. You have to start over. That green piece of paper is your ticket to a new life, new country, new language, new calendar.
I wish you could come too. Get away from all this. I'm so mad at you for not filling up that lottery form. It's so easy. It'll just take a few minutes. See, who would have thought I'd win? Me. I still can't believe it myself. The website will open up in a few months. I'll take your picture and fill it up for you, okay?
You know I can't. What about my family? I don't even have a passport, and I need my husband's permission to get one. Isn't that absurd?
You are right. This fabric is terrible. It's such a shame. Too bad they're gonna burn you, beauty. I wish our flag had stars.
We had the sun for a little while.
And now we have the moon.
Crescent, not a full one.
Well, I can learn to like this one, but first I have to pay for it.
How much left?
15,000.
Oh, God.
I know. It's just too much. I don't know where to get all this money.
Well, you have to do something. This is your ticket out.
I know. I can't turn back to my dad. When I left home, he told me he wished I was never born. I told you that.
Uh-huh.
I'll sell the car. Borrow the rest maybe. Get a loan. I don't know.
No, not the car. We haven't gone around town for a ride. Remember, you promised we would go.
Let's do it tonight.
I can't. Majid is picking me up tonight.
Well, okay, soon. Tell him I'll drop you off and we'll go out.
Okay.
Let me see. Is he? Peter Sag, you have to get out of that place. I know it's hard, but see, I did it.
It's different for me. I have nowhere to go, no one to turn to. I have no money. What about Ali? I can't just leave a child like that. I'll never see him again anyways.
You'll work something out. Anything is better than this.
It's not. You know it's not. Come on, give me a hand. We need to start dyeing. These take forever to dry.
End of scene. Scene 2, the flag factory a month later.
Sorry I'm late.
No worries. What's wrong?
I was pulled over by a loser cop. He said I wasn't driving in between lanes. What the hell? Who does that here? If you ask me, in this town, they should give tickets to people who do drive in between lanes.
Did you get a ticket?
No, I slipped him a 50. He wasn't even traffic police. That's what pisses me off.
What was he?
Probably Urshad. Honestly, I thought he stopped me. I thought he stopped me for this. Isn't it enough they're policing our morality? Just leave the traffic alone.
Roya, are you out of your mind? Bribing the morality police?
I know. I thought he wants a flirt, so I'll flirt. Give him a 50 and walk away.
You don't even look those rapid dogs in the eye. You lower your head and pray they'll let you go.
I hate myself.
It's okay. It's over. It's over. You're safe. It's okay. Guess what? You're back to 60% cotton.
Oh yeah? Now that made my day.
Apparently someone noticed the stiff paint and told Haji that it wouldn't look good if we burn cheap American flags, on their news or whatever. I heard him saying that he will, increase the price. He couldn't be happier. They'll pay him whatever he wants. I should ask for a raise.
He will show you the door if you do.
Sure he will. People are lining up for our jobs.
I'm just saying, better not risk it in this economy.
I'll wait till spring, and then I will ask for a raise. Business will be good in winter with, with all the rallies. It's, what is it, the 40th anniversary of the revolution? It's 41st. I honestly can't tell anymore. It'll be gone by then. Any news from the ticket?
The woman at the travel agency says she can give me one on credit. I can pay half now and half when I return. She pitied me. I hate people pitying me, but I can't afford to be sensitive now. She wants to help. There are still some decent people left, I guess.
Oh, what a relief. Oh, but what about the hotel? Where will you stay?
There's a cheap room near the American embassy. It's in someone's attic or something.
But is it safe? Whose house is it?
A cousin of my Armenian neighbor. It's just for 2 nights. Honestly, I can stay anywhere as long as I get to take a shower and get ready for the interview.
Speaking of getting ready, what are you going to do with that? Have you looked at yourself in the mirror lately? You have to look good. It's common sense. the officer is going to take one look at you and say, no way, I'm going to let that woman with that hair in America go get a fix. You know, change the color, go lighter. You blend in better.
You want me to go blonde now with this tone?
It will suit you. Okay, maybe not blonde, but lighter brown, you know, what do they call it? Chestnut? Hazelnut? What is that color everybody wants nowadays? Frappuccino? Cappuccino?
Seema, you're crazy. Stop it.
Oh, you will look pretty. I'm joking. You already look pretty.
It's just so crazy. Sometimes I feel none of this is real. It's just a dream and I might wake up every moment. What if they don't approve my case? What if I say something wrong? I mess up.
Of course they will approve your case. You're a well-educated, hardworking woman. Plus you're pretty, you're healthy, and you speak English. What else does America want? There's only one problem.
What?
The hair.
Oh, shut up.
Just go out there and be confident. You have won the lottery. That's the important part. And you will come up with the money until then. You will be there by Christmas, I promise.
Oh, I so hope for that.
I'm sure of it. You'll be there and you will send me a picture of you sitting on the lap of a chubby old Santa.
What if there's a war?
Ugh.
He tweets all those crazy stuff about us all the time. And them here, can't you see how much they are all loving this? Feeding on those tweets like leeches? I bet they would love a war. Good old Middle Eastern mess.
There won't be a war. No one can afford another war. It's all bark and no bite. Trust me, there will never be a war.
I swear I'll go crazy. If I don't end up in America, I will end up in a mental asylum.
I'll come with.
60% cotton, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yum, yum. Will burn like a pyre. And with the tweets, I bet these will be ashes in a week.
Remember, in your interview, don't tell them that you were dyeing American flags to burn in the streets.
Can they dig that up? What if they find out?
How are they going to find out? Stop hallucinating. It's a done deal. You're going to America, okay? Stop worrying.
I just can't cope with the pressure anymore.
Did you tell your day job?
Yes, I handed in my notice. Can't tell if they were upset or excited that I was leaving.
Why? Well, what did your boss say?
He asked a bunch of questions as if he didn't believe the whole lottery thing.
Oh.
I wish I hadn't told him though. I'm so paranoid he will do something to stop me from going.
He can't do anything. Come on. Ugh.
Are they still hurting? When are you going to go see a doctor?
There's no use for that. It's carpal tunnel. There's no cure.
You have to take it easy. Are you still on 6 hours a day?
10.
10 hours is almost 2 shifts straight. Are you trying to kill yourself?
Well, it's Either me or him.
What is this really? Remember that guy who gave an estimate on the car? He called this morning and asked for a lower price.
Don't sell it to him. He's a jerk. What happened to the ad you put on the Friday paper?
People call and ask the price and never show up. And I'm selling the thing 20% lower than the actual value. And the value drops every minute.
Just don't rush. Don't rush. You worked your ass off for that car.
He knows I'm desperate. And the thing is, I am. I don't have anyone to borrow from. I'm on my own. See, this is what happens when you walk out on your family.
Best thing you ever did. Listen, you will figure it out. Think about your future over there. So many new opportunities. You can do whatever you want. It's a new start. Everyone dreams of that. You will find the money.
Sometimes wonder where you get all this positivity from, Seema.
We can afford to lose hope. In these parts of the world, every morning you get to open your eyes, it means that you're a winner. Because it means that you're still alive.
Should we start the dye? I need to get my mind off of everything. The stench helps, believe it or not.
End of scene. Scene 3, the flag factory, a month later.
Sorry I'm late.
No worries. I did think you would come tonight.
What else can I do? Sit at home and drive myself nuts? Here at least I can keep busy.
Yeah, keeping busy helps, and you're not short of work. I bet Haji will hire people soon.
I told Haji I won't be leaving. I don't know what else to do, Seema. I want to look for work somewhere else, change something at least.
Did you take the notice back at the office?
They've already replaced me, the accountant's niece. She came in for training today. Turns out she was already fishing for my job anyway.
Oh, God. You know, maybe it's for the best. You have experience. You'll find another job, a better one.
Sure, I will. I bet I will be dyeing flags full time for the rest of my life.
Can you at least get the car back?
I can't even buy a kid's bike with that money now. You need to hold on tight to whatever you have. The inflation is on full speed. The travel agent says I should turn the money into US dollars. She says there's still hope. Their Supreme Court will not accept the order to ban us. She says the lottery is their pride, the nation of immigrants. At least some of them still believe in that. She says they can't take Iran out just like that. But I think she's saying it to comfort me. It's over. What is that? Hey, let me see. That bastard, did he again?
It's nothing. It was my fault. Okay.
For God's sake, Seema.
It was my fault. I was crying in the kitchen and he snuck up on me.
What, you can't cry in your own goddamned kitchen now?
No, it upsets him. I should have known. Crying upsets men. Whining angers them, and complaining drives them nuts. My heart breaks for you, Roya. It breaks to a million pieces. Nothing goes right in this goddamn... Nothing goes right around here. Nothing. Our lives don't matter to anyone. Our hopes, our dreams. We've been rotting here for 40 years and we're not even aware of it. You know what they say when things rot gradually? And someday, without realizing, you're dead. And that's where we are. We are a rotting, laughing stock, a big mad joke. Not even a good one. We are a worn out, rotten joke that has been told for hundreds of years, and no one is laughing at it but us. I'm fed up. I want to scream. I want to mourn our dreams, your dream. You know, I wish he would just bomb us and get it over with. That coward hiding behind tweets. Come on, repair and bomb us already.
Don't say that. You don't mean that. Let me look at the bruise. Did you put ice on it? I told you, you should ice it.
I forgot. I'm sorry. The next time my husband punches me in the eye, I'll remember to put ice on it right away. I will even put a note on the fridge in case I forget.
Sorry, Seema. I didn't mean to.
It's okay. I'm sorry.
There's no use crying. We have no dreams to mourn for. We never had. For that, we need a life first. And this is not a life. This is nothing. You want a joke? Here's one. My income has filed for divorce from my bank account. The signs were in there from the start. Oh, this one's good. I went to buy 5,000 worth of cheese. The guy gave me a piece to sample. Tasted great. So I said, give me this one. He answered, you just ate your 5,000. At least we get to paint more flags together.
It's karma from burning all those American flags. That's what happened. Karma got you.
The American karma. Come on, forget it. It's so stuffy. What the hell does Haji want from us, making us wear these through the night? It's just us. He's a sick old man.
I don't mind it. My hair looks terrible. Spares you the sight.
Ditto. Good thing I didn't go to that salon. Guess I was lucky they canceled the visas before my appointment.
Saved yourself some money.
Are you staying late?
Yeah. Ali left for summer camp this morning.
Tell me you didn't send him to that nut house. They'll wash his brains inside out, make him into one of them.
He wanted to go, and it will help with his application for high school next year. Besides, it's good for him. He will take a break from Majid now that he's home all day.
So you're staying till morning then?
Yeah. Are you staying?
I am. I asked Haji if I could get 5 more hours a week. He said, take 10 if you like. To all the demonstrations this past month, business has never been better.
Oh, shoot, I forgot to tell you.
What?
Hang on. Haji sent this. He wants us to be here at 6 in the morning. He asked if he could stay an extra hour. There are some reporters coming from Reuters. Apparently they were curious where all these flags, American flags that are being burned, come from. So they want to make a, report. Take some pictures. Yeah.
Reuters is coming here? How do they find this shithole?
I have no idea. You ask me, he invited them. It's free publicity.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, Haji said that, it will look good if there are women working in the background. He said it will show that we respect women's rights. And, and he wants you to say something. He said, tell them we love American people. It's their policies we cannot accept. Something like that. He said he will give us a tip if we stay.
How much?
1 hour, 2 more, maybe if you speak English.
Oh, I surely will. They see my face on TV and they sure will give me my green card.
You're right. Yeah, you better not show your face. I wouldn't mind. Not for this. To be on TV, I would wave. Maybe show the peace sign. Huh?
Haven't we ridiculed ourselves enough already? The whole world is laughing at us.
The whole world doesn't give a damn about us. We are just a blip on the news.
An amusing story on the evening news, nothing more than that. People will laugh and forget about it by the end of the next commercials.
Do you think they get upset when we burn their flag?
I'm sure they do. Wouldn't you be upset if someone burnt ours?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Don't you cheer for the national team at the World Cup? I still remember how you lost your voice when we qualified for the games.
That's different. That's soccer. This is something else.
But it's not. You can say the flag is just a piece of fabric, but it's not just that. It's the past. It's history, heritage. You can't just burn a people's heritage.
So you will get upset if they burn ours?
Sure. Probably I would.
See? We can't even give a firm yes. Because we don't know who we are as people anymore. The walls are closing around us and we can't leave. And we can't stay. And I don't know what the hell we're supposed to do except stand still and watch things go from bad to worse.
FYI, in Iran, things don't go from bad to worse. Well, not in the conventional way. Things are always worse in present. And things were always better in the past, no matter how shitty they were. It was terrible 10 years ago, but at least I could vacation in Dubai for 3 days. Things were awful 5 years ago, but at least I could walk outside in sandals. And a year ago, I could afford a pizza uptown. Here we always look back at our terrible, shitty years and say, hey, that wasn't so bad. I hate our present as much as I dread our future, Seema.
Well, At least this would be our good years in 5 or maximum 10 years. It's not so bad.
You know what? Screw Reuters. Let's go out for breakfast. We'll leave before they get here.
Where are we going to go 6 a.m. in the morning?
I know the place. If we take the bus up Sayedi, there's the Lux Tabahi, just a block up the British Embassy. You know the place?
I do, but are they open 6 in the morning?
They are. I always see people line up in the mornings. What do you say? Are you in or not?
I say screw Reuters.
Good answer. Now let's get to work and dye these pieces of fabric.
End of play.
Yay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sarah and Rania and Misha. Thank you. So I will start just with a couple of questions with the writer, director, and the actors, and then we can open up a little bit, open up for questioning. So Talin, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself first? And then also tell us a little bit about your writing process. What inspired you to write this story?
Thank you, Daphne. Thank you for everyone for joining here this afternoon and for watching the play. And thank you to our wonderful actors. I'm sure if we were in a physical space, applause. So we're applauding you virtually. Before I start, I want to also thank the UCI Jordan Center for Persian Studies. Mrs. Hori, she's also amongst the audience. Thank you for the summer fellowship that enabled me to write this play and to move this project forward. And I also want to thank the Medici Scholarship, which also enabled me with a grant to establish and develop this project. So in terms of what inspires me, and I also want to thank Dr. Lei, of course, as my mentor. She also read my play as I was writing and gave me consistent feedback, which kept me on track. So what inspired me was a news report that came out on Reuters actually in past January of this year, about how the business of making American flags was booming in Iran due to the conflicting, the political relationships between the two countries, the non-existent political relationships and the pressures that Iranians were feeling economically and politically in terms of the potentiality of having a war was looming large. So that inspired me to write a play about this subject, and like my own process as a playwright was to first establish my characters. So I thought about who the characters were, what were their dreams, what were their fears, what were they looking for in life, what place they were in their lives. And as I started writing and developing, I also benefited from a playwriting workshop early on. This is early on during lockdown at SUNY Potsdam, which kick-started this project. And later on during the summer, with my colleagues at Irvine Playwrights Workshop, the IPW, with John Rulli and Michael Kennedy, we read the play as I was writing, and we discussed characters, we discussed plots, and they helped me make significant discoveries as I was creating these characters. and also keep me on track during the summer, which was a tough time. And as I was writing, I made several discoveries in terms of relationship between women, these two women, in terms of the significance of a national flag. You can see the flag as a piece of fabric, but for a nation, it has many significances. And I was thinking about the Iranian people's relationship with their flag, and how it has changed in time, and how the relationship people have with the flag is can sometimes be troubled and can sometimes be like uneasy. And even then, I started thinking about how the American flag has different significances for different people, and the significance of national flag can change in time. Those were the ideas I had when I started writing, and I got where I am now. So thank you all for being here.
Yeah, and I would like to ask Sara and Rania just a little bit about yourself first, and then your process. Like how the whole experience of getting involved in this play.
You want to go first, Rania?
Sure. So my name is Rania Zeineddine, and I'm so grateful to be a part of this experience. And I got linked in with this wonderful work through the workshop with Sony Potsdam, and getting introduced that way. And I'm in California, and from my background is from Lebanon. And so when I read this play and saw like the Middle Eastern aspects and stuff, I just really thought this is such a special piece. And I loved being able to kind of explore the depth of just so many different conflicting emotions that occur and are present in these characters. And loving, your heritage and your culture so much, but then also feeling kind of limited, and that fear of like, sorry, I'm late all the time, but like late for what? Late for all these opportunities in my life, late for a job, late for whatever. So there was just so much to explore, and it was really wonderful. And yeah, that's a little bit about me and how I kind of got involved in it.
My name is Sara. I got introduced to Talin because of Professor Lay. I am really grateful. It was amazing to get to know her and to be part of this project. I was born in Iran. I was raised in Iran. I moved to US when I was 17. So I remember actually those rallies. And this question, I had this question myself. I had thought about this, where do they get the flag? I always thought they imported. I didn't know there is a factory that actually makes American flags. It was really amazing being part of this. It's a great play, very, very accurate and realistic, I would say. I also love the relationship between the two ladies. I can feel it's a very strong relationship. They're friends, and it's a job they probably, they're not crazy about doing it, but they enjoyed their time together. That's what I felt. So yeah, it was a great experience.
Great. And Misha, want to say something?
Well, as far as how I came into the project with IPW, so Talin was workshopping the script. So yeah, we spent, I guess it was probably about 3 months or so working on it. So yeah, just, it was an interesting project to hear about. I remember when Talin was talking about she just had the concept of it. And it was a really fascinating concept. And then we started seeing her as the drafts came in. And it was just a real pleasure to work on. And also now that we've got actors to kind of bring everything to life, because, whenever you see a script, it's always a little bit hollow on the page, and then you need the actors to come in and kind of bring it to life. So it's been a really fun experience.
Yeah, I mean, we always talk about from page to stage, right? But now it's a page to screen, and I'm surprised that just you just bring it so much to life, right? Even though we have just the screen, we can't really be in the same space together. I'm sure the audience really want to ask questions. I know we are at time pretty much, but because we started late and I wonder if people want to just hang out a little bit with us. And I think we don't mind to stay a little bit longer if people have questions to ask. I think we can. You can use the chat function to ask questions. So I get quite a few people saying it's a wonderful play and very touching, great acting. Yeah, so let me see. Okay, so Talin, do you want to?
Yes, Minu is asking how has the play affect your thoughts, emotions on the topic throughout the writing process, and were there any significant changes made to the play? Thank you for this amazing question. Yes, like emotionally, it was an emotional play to write. It was sort of an escape from whatever was happening during COVID, the lockdown and the uncertainty. It was a great opportunity to escape to another world, but also it was very emotional and very taxing to dig back into my own experiences as an Iranian living in Iran and working and having these relationships with my female colleagues. And I went back to that and I drew a lot from my own relationships, my own friendships with women when I was working in Iran. In terms of significant changes, so the play started with this concept, but then the focus of the play shifted from the actual burning of the flags, the actual absurdity of making another nation's flag to burn, into more the relationship between women, these friendships and the significance of these two women during the night hours, in the quiet moments, have like seeking refuge in each other's company when the outside world is so uncertain in terms of economically, in terms of politically. I would say yes, the significant change was my focus from the political aspect into the relationship between the people in the play.
All right. So there's another question for Talin. Was your own experience as an Iranian Armenian in any way affecting you? And so how your view of the issues involved?
Yes, especially the calendar. Yes. So I moved to United States 5 years ago, and adapting to all the new, like the measurements, the metric, also the calendar was still a challenge. I don't know what date is this in terms of the Persian calendar. I have to always check. Is it Mehriyet? Is it when is the Nowruz? So these are the challenges I have. Like I think it's all it's a thing to come in terms with when you move from a country with a different calendar system, just as like just a minor thing. But my experience in terms of being an Iranian and living in Iran, working in Iran, has fed this play. Like that's where the play is coming from personal experiences and from also from as I was writing this play, I was looking through Twitter, I was reading people's tweets, like young people in Iran tweeting about the situations that's happening. And I also like found social media very useful research place to see what people were saying and how people were sharing their ideas about whatever was going on politically and economically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then people talk about the touching moments. I was
Yes.
also very touched by this line that I permit you to forget me. Yeah, to forget me. Yeah.
Yes, the major part of immigration is forgetting and choosing what to forget and choosing what to remember. And then I think that's one of the major things that happen when you start a new life in a new country. Eventually you forget stuff and you have to struggle to keep remembering whatever was valuable to you. Yes, the relationship between women. Thank you, Margot.
Yeah. So on Monday we had this the film about the green card lottery. Can you just talk about that a little bit? How that affects people's lives, or how many people actually think about applying for the green card lottery? And is it a well-known phenomenon? And what kind of people are applying?
Yes, you can never tell what kind of people apply. So how many people apply? Because it used to be like only like a certain level, like certain level education, people with certain levels of education and or income would apply. But I have seen people of all walks of life just apply, like older people, younger people, single people, couples. So we don't know how many people participate, but it's so when I was in Iran, it was a big deal. So you could see in the streets, like the studios that take pictures, they had signs up, like when the green card lottery was opening, they would have signs up, and they were people who would you could pay them and they would fill up the forms for you. So when we were talking to the director, he mentioned that roughly around 100 people get to become winners of green cards each year, but this number changes, and during the travel ban, Iran was taken out. So those people who actually applied and got in, their visas were canceled and they couldn't come. So
Right.
This is what happens to Roya in this play. So that's actually happened to people. They submitted, they participated, and they became winners, but then the visas were canceled.
Right, and in the film, there was one man that his family got the visa, but
he didn't get. Because it's not just the winning; you have to go through certain levels of security checks, background checks, and then you will get the visa or you won't.
Right, and then for people who don't know about this, you have to go to a different country for the visa interview.
Yes, because there is no American embassy in Iran.
And then another question is just to kind of help audience understand this. So I think they say you need $25,000 to get a visa, right?
Yes.
As your bank account. And so is that the money that that Roya is talking about? Like he still needs 15,000.
Yes, that was an information I actually got from the movie. So the US government wants you to have a certain level of money in your bank account for that will cover your costs, living costs, insurance during the first year when you arrive to United States. So you need to have a significant amount of money when you arrive. And that's one of the items that maybe they can reject your visas just because you don't have that funds. Mm-hmm. And she is struggling with coming up because that money is like the dollar rate with the Iranian money is changing. The inflation is like on full speed. Mm-hmm. And no matter how she tries, she can't keep up with the way the inflation is going and trying to collect this much money. Mm-hmm.
Well, for Sara and for Rania, do you have any, you want to talk about like your own experience and how you identify with the characters, or are they totally different from your own character?
Go ahead, please.
So I mean, that was something that right away I recognized, because again, it's very different. But there were certain traits or elements that I could connect with. Me and my sister, my family was all born in Lebanon, but we were the first ones born here. However, what we experienced or noticed was, our parents were kind of fossilized in the traditional ways of how they were brought up in Lebanon. And so it was very strict and all of this stuff. So I always kind of fought that, like, I don't understand. And I want to like have all these opportunities and do these different things and do this and this and this, and kind of push against that wall. And I just kind of saw that within the character of Roya, of, when she talks about her family and kind of doing things a little differently and wanting to go, but yet she has this deep pride and love still for her heritage and her country. It's very clear. And I feel like that's a very common struggle of like, where do I fit? I love, 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 love where I'm from, but then there's this aspect of opportunity and these goals and desires I want that maybe because I am a woman or this, that I feel like I don't have as many opportunities, was just very relatable in a lot of ways. And so again, it just caught me right away and it's so beautiful. And I wanted to try to, again, really focus on those emotions and that relationship, because no matter how hard things get, those relationships in your life are so important. And you can see that with Roya and Seema. Yeah.
Well, for me, I could totally relate to the character. First of all, the play, as I mentioned, is very realistic, and all the stuff that is mentioned about Iran, I could totally relate to that. Like how the police stopped them, and then she tried to bribe the police, and then how it was not actually the traffic police but the morality police. So this stuff, that part when she says, that's my favorite part, when she says, I wish he would bomb us, because I have heard that people have expressed that desire. Unfortunately, it's very sad. As far as the character is concerned, I remember during one of the rehearsals, I was asked, is this not, insulting maybe to some Iranians? Is it an accurate image? It is certainly a very accurate image. That's not how all Iranians live, like financially especially, and that's not how I lived, but that is certainly how some Iranians live. And this desire to get out and to especially go to the US, again, wasn't ever how I came here. We didn't win the lottery. We had it from before, and we had the green card from before, but I know people who have gone through that. So I would say it was quite easy for me to imagine myself playing that role. Because again, I insist, it's very, usually things that are written, or movies, whatever, plays that are written about Iran are very much end up being a caricature version of the reality of what's going on. This is not like that, for a very obvious reason. It's written by an Iranian who knows what she's talking about. So that's why it was easy to identify the characters.
Okay, so maybe the last question, what's the biggest takeaway for Talin you want the audience to have?
Yes, thank you, Steve, for that question. I would say when we see things on the news, we see something happening in another country, it's like it's a blip on the news, but we never think about the people who are living that lives, that hardship behind those news. So for instance, when for Iranians, these sanctions happen for the Iranian government, these political pressures, they all end up having economical pressure, adding more economical pressures on the people who are actually living in Iran, and have like ordinary people who are not political, ordinary people who are just trying to live like a normal, ordinary, safe, calm life. As we see in these characters, they are ordinary Iranian women who are struggling for a better future. And I think their main struggle is to not lose the hope to actually, to having a future, to having a calm and like a normal future. I think that's the takeaway. Like when these struggles happen, the main thing is not to lose hope, and these women are just clinging to that little piece of hope that's remaining, and it's just fading away.
Mm. Yeah. Thank you all. Yeah, thank you for coming, audience.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Talin and Sara and Rania and Misha. Yeah.
Thank you, Mrs.
For
Hori.
showing their
Thank
faces
you.
so you can see. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. Have a good weekend. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Yeah.
I'm just reading the chat messages.
Yeah. All right. Good job, everyone.
Thank you.
Wow. That was a challenge. Talk about being dramatic. The
Yeah,
real
I'm so
drama
sorry
happened
for
before
the
drama.
preview I created. I'm sorry for the
Or
preview.
like the drama before the drama. We actually post for the
Yes,
post
I think
drama.
I think
made my own heartbeat go.
I think it fired you up for the performance. We could see all that
Certainly fired
emotions come up.
Right.
Thank you for your performances.
Yeah, I know. This
Like
was
such a pleasure to see the characters just come alive. Thank you so much.
Thank
And thank you,
you.
Misha.
Thank you, Talin.
yeah.
So special. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
Thank you.
I just have one question. That was